So, what is going on YouTube? Your boy Sam from Team Zamrex here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with the brand new Mathmech deck profile for the November 2019 format, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Out of Mystic Fighters, I truly believe that Mathmech has the most potential out of all three of the decks. There are so many different 2-card combos you guys can actually do in this deck where you're able to put out 8,000 or more damage against your opponent, so make sure you guys stay to the end of the video for the combo segment. It'll be absolutely amazing, and I won't waste any more of your time guys. Without further ado, let's get started with the brand new Mathmech deck profile.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.
Alright guys, start with the monster. Quick, gonna play of course triple Mathmech Sigma. You control no monsters in the extra monster zone while this card is in your hand or graveyard. You can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you can special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for CYBERSE monsters. If this card you control is used as single material for a Mathmech monster, you can treat this card as a non-tuner. So essentially it's a free body on the board, which is really important for this deck. So Mathmech Sigma is definitely a must-have in the deck 100%. Next off, you're gonna play of course triple Mathmech Nabla. This card is one of the best Mathmech monsters for your entire deck. If you guys are not familiar with this card effect, is that you can tribute one CYBERSE monster, special one Mathmech monster from your deck. So this card immediately can special summon any of your Mathmech monsters directly from your deck for some of your OTK combo plays. Most of your combos are relying on actually searching this card directly from your deck to your hand or getting this card directly to the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a CYBERSE monster you control in the extra monster zone. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn, which is insane. So this card with Final Sigma, you can easily OTK your opponent. Next off, we're gonna play of course triple Mathmech Edition. This card is really important in the deck as well. If you guys are not familiar with this card's ability, is that you can target a face-up monster on the field. While going second, you can target your opponent's monster as well, which is really good. You basically get a special summon this card, and if you do, the targeted monster gains 1,000 attacks. So it doesn't matter if you basically boost your opponent's monster attack, as long as you get the free summon 100 side of the field, so that way you get access to XCs. That effect is just way more important than just giving your opponent monster and 1,000 attack, right? Subtraction does the same thing as Mathmech Edition. What this card does is that instead of boosting that monster attack by 1,000, you subtract your opponent's monster attack by 1,000. Activate this card in hand, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, reduces attack by 1,000, especially on this card from your hand. Next off, you're gonna play of course triple Mathmech Division. What this card does is that you can tribute one CYBERSE monster you control in the extra monster zone, especially up to 1 level 4 CYBERSE monster from your hand or graveyard. So this card's a mini monster reborn. The really good thing about Mathmech Division is that it clears your extra monster zone, so that way that you can put Mathmech Final Sigma in the extra monster zone. You guys don't know that Final Sigma has amazing ability in the extra monster zone, and the whole entire deck strategy is trying to put that monster in the extra monster zone. And also at the same time, this card is sent to the graveyard. You can target one face-up monster on your field, and attacks becomes half until the end of this turn. Next off, we're gonna play of course triple Multiplication. This card is really good as well. What this card does is that you can target one level 4 CYBERSE monster you control. Its level becomes level 8 until the end of this turn. So you can either target another Mathmech monster or itself. And since all the monsters in your deck are level 4s, 8 plus 4 is 12, right? You can easily make a Final Sigma from your extra deck by just synchroing using Multiplication's ability and also like a tuner in your deck, right? And when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster in the extra monster zone, and attacks becomes doubled until the end of this turn. So this card makes Final Sigma become 6,000. And you guys all know Final Sigma, when it comes to 6,000, you can easily just one-punch your opponent for game. The last CYBERSE monster you want to play in the deck is triple Balancer Lord. This card is ridiculous. You can pay 1,000 life points to basically gain the additional normal summon of a CYBERSE monster this turn. And if this card is banished, you basically get a special summon a CYBERSE monster from your hand. And there's a really cool OTK combo where if you open up with Balancer Lord and any other Mathmech monster, you basically have OTK. It just ensures that you get 2 additional bodies on the board, which is really, really nice. So Balancer Lord, really great. Now after your hand traps, you'll play of course triple Ash Blossom. It instantly stops Orcus, and if your opponent ends on with Mathematician, you're pretty much lit to just OTK your opponent from there on, right? So Ash Blossom is just really great generic hand trap in today's metagame. For more your going second cards, you'll play of course triple Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Gamma Seal is just really great. Once your opponent establishes the board, when they end off with Galatea and also the Ningirsu, you can easily just Gamma Seal the Galatea. Their Crescendo will be turned off, and then you can easily make Final Sigma and just attack with the Gamma Seal free game. Takes care of any problematic monster in the field, which is really, really good. And also at the same time, it makes it easier for you to actually OTK. And last but not least, we're going to play, of course, double Nibiru, the Primal Being. Nibiru is just really great. Since your deck focuses on actually just going second, you want to try to have access to Nibiru as much as possible. You give your opponent the Nibiru token, and then you can just go into Final Sigma to just run over the Nibiru token and just game your opponent from there on in. Depending on the monsters that you actually sent to the graveyard, the Nibiru token can actually become really strong or really weak. And that's pretty much it. Your deck is designed to go second, and you have at least 8 cards to actually combat against today's meta games in forms of hand traps. So that's pretty much it for the monsters. Before we get started with spells, if you guys want to help support the channel, make sure you guys get the brand new Dragon Maid Mystic Fighters playmat today in the link in the description box below at tx1.com, and be sure to use the coupon code TXX10 for 10% off your entire order. Triple copies of Mathmech Billion Blade Niuda. What this card does is that you can equip only to a CYBERSE monster. If the equipped monster battles an opponent monster, during damage calculation, you can send one Mathmech monster from your deck to the graveyard. The equipped monster gains attack equal to that set monster's attack. And the really good thing about Billion Blade is that whenever you send cards like Multiplication or you send cards like Division, these cards will trigger off their effects whenever they're sent to the graveyard. During damage calculation, you can just send these cards to the graveyard. Once these cards touch the graveyard, you can target the monster on the field and just gain their effects. So you can just target Division, half the monster attack, or you can just send Multiplication, double your Sigma's attack, or you can send Nabla and then target the Sigma, so that way they gains 2 attacks on monsters this turn, which is really good. So especially against cards like Balings or the Galatea that can't be destroyed by battle, Mathmech Billion Blade Niuda coming off with Nabla can just easily OTK your opponent. So this card is just really great for that. And also at the same time is that if this card is sent from the spawn trap cards onto the graveyard, you can target one Mathmech card in your graveyard, except for Billion Blade Niuda, and just add it to your hand, right? And the reason why I want to maximize myself when I actually see this card in my hand, I want to be able to OTK my opponent with ease. This deck just focuses on actually OTK your opponent with the hands that you have. You literally vomit your entire hand and try to actually one-punch your opponent. Next I'm playing, of course, double Mathmech Equation. This card is another extender in the deck. What this card does is that you can target one Mathmech monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack. So essentially, it's a monster reborn for the entire deck. The only downside about this deck is that you must play triple-sided mining. I know that this card is very expensive, and not a lot of people have access to it, but I definitely recommend you guys playing sided mining in the deck. This card is absolutely free because you literally can search any CYBERSE monster directly from your deck to your hand. Searching any Mathmech, searching Balance Lore directly from your deck to your hand is just absolutely incredible. And you want to make your deck as consistent as possible, right? So you want to be able to see monsters in your first opening hand, so that way you can combo off. And to finish off with our spells, we're going to play, of course, Double Pot of Desires to run off for his spells. I'm playing multiple copies of each and every single Mathmech monster in the deck, especially in 3-elves. I can afford to banish some 100%. And also at the same time, Desire just increases your hand size, so that way that you have higher chances of actually seeing your monsters to help OTK your opponent quicker, right? So that's pretty much it for your spells. Now after our traps, I'm playing one copy of Mathmech Super Factorial. This card is really good going first because you're actually able to set plays with Lablancian during your opponent's turn to trish your opponent, and also at the same time there are plays where you can't OTK your opponent, where instead you can break their board, and also at the same time end off with Mathmech Super Factorial. We can actually search this card directly from your deck to your hand using Prime Mathmech Alambertian directly from your deck to your hand, right? Which is really good. So this card gets access to this card directly from your deck to your hand. So once you're able to break your opponent's board, you can search this card beforehand using this card's ability, and then proceed on going to Magma, break your opponent's board, and then you can just set the Super Factorial. And then if your Magma gets cleared, you can easily just activate Mathmech Super Factorial, Lablancian right here, to just trish your opponent on their turn, which is really good. This card is absolutely insane. Most importantly, you want to summon this card during your opponent's turn, so that way that you can interrupt their combo plays while you already broke their board the previous turn, right? So the one Super Factorial to round off for our main deck. Double Final Sigma right here. This card is the main OTK card of the deck. If you guys are not familiar with this card's ability, is that this card is unaffected by card effect except for Mathmech cards while it's in the extra monster zone. So you want to try to make this card in the extra monster zone as much as possible. Once it's in there, this card is literally like a towers, which is ridiculous. If this card is in the extra monster zone, battles an opponent monster, any battle damage it inflicts your opponent is doubled. So if this card becomes 6,000, using Multiplication's ability, and attacks a monster like Galatea, you pretty much just win the duel. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is in its owner's possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can add one Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. So this card searches any of your Mathmech cards directly from your deck to your hand whenever it gets destroyed. So the main goal of this deck is summon this card in the extra monster zone, and then you basically just win the duel. Double Geo Mathmech Magma. This card right here also easily helps break board as well. If you're unable to OTK like I mentioned before, you can try to set up plays with Super Factorial by going into Magma first, clear your opponent's board, and then just set up Super Factorial for when they ever get rid of the Magma. You can easily just activate Super Factorial to go into Lablacian during your opponent's turn, which is really good. If this card destroys the opponent monster by battle, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card is destroyed, you basically get to search any Mathmech spawn trap card directly from your deck to your hand. Now after your XCs, guys, the best XCs in the deck, hands down, Alambertian. This card is the most expensive card. You can tribute one monster, especially one level 4 Mathmech monster from your hand or graveyard. If this card is XC summoned, you can attach 2 to 4 materials to apply the following effect. So you can attach 2 materials, add one Mathmech card directly from your deck to your hand. So this card searches any of your Mathmech cards. You can attach 3, add one level 4 monster directly from your deck to your hand, or you can attach 4 materials to add one spawn trap card directly from your deck to your hand. So this card is really good. If you decide to play any floodgates in the main deck, you can easily just search the floodgate directly from your deck to your hand. But my deck is just solely rely on actually going second, I don't want to play any floodgates in the main deck. It's like literally go second OTK, one punch, one punch, one punch. And that's what this deck is all about. Last but not least, you're going to play, of course, the one Laplacian. It requires 3 level 4 monster. If a Mathmech card you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can attach one XYZ material from this card instead. If this card is XC summon, you can detach up to 3 materials from it. So if you detach 3 materials, you basically get to send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, and then send one spawn trap cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. So it's like a mini Trishula on your opponent's turn, which is really good. Next off, for your Link monsters, you'll play, of course, one Link Devotee, one Link Disciple, one Link Karibo, and one CYBERSE Wicked. These cards right here are really important for the Balance Lore combo, which I'll showcase you guys in a second. You guys will understand it way better once I showcase you guys the combo. So these cards are really important for the combo. Last but not least, for your generic links, we'll play, of course, the one IP, one Unicorn, one Phoenix, and last but not least, the one Boar Sword Dragon Tyrannov for your extra deck. Extra deck is always up to personal preference. These cards lineup can be whatever you guys prefer. You guys can play Update Jammer, you guys can play Transcode Talker, you guys can play Avermax, you guys can play whatever you like. I can easily go into IP. IP is a CYBERSE monster, and also at the same time, I can go into Unicorn on my opponent's turn to disrupt their plays, which is really, really awesome. So that's pretty much it for the main deck and extra deck, guys. Let's go off to the combo segment real quick. Let's say you're going second, your opponent has a monster on the field. The first thing you want to do is you want to special summon Mathmech Sigma on your side of the field. And the reason why you can special summon Sigma is because you control no monster in the extra mono zone. And then what you can do now is that you can activate Mathmech Subtraction's ability, subtract one of your opponent's monsters attack, or you can even subtract Sigma itself to special summon this card to your side of the field, which is really good. So both of these cards were special summon, and you're not normal summon yet. So what you want to do is that you want to overlay these two. So you summon this card, you activate this card's ability, you attach 2 XYZ material to search Nabla directly from your deck to your hand. And Sigma will not get banished because it was XYZ material that was detached. Now what you can do is that you can activate Alambertian's ability, tribute itself to special summon Subtraction back from the graveyard. You can special summon Subtraction or Sigma. It doesn't really matter. Now what you can do next is that you can normal summon the Nabla, activate Nabla's ability, you can tribute to Subtraction to special summon Multiplication directly from the deck. Now what you can do is that you can activate Multiplication's ability to target Nabla or itself and make it a level 8. So you can easily send these 2 cards to the graveyard to make Final Sigma. And what happens now is that when these cards get sent to the graveyard, Nabla will target the Final Sigma. This card can attack twice. Multiplication will also target the Final Sigma. This card will become 6,000. So this card is 6,000, which can attack twice and also deals double battle damage. And all it takes to do this combo is just 2 cards, which is absolutely insane. All you need for this second combo is any Mathmech monster with Balancer Lord, and you can achieve this combo right here. So what you're going to do for this situation is that you can just, this card can be any Mathmech monster. The main goal of this combo is try to get a monster on the field as quickly as possible. So for this situation, if you did have another monster, you can essentially bring out another monster from your hand, because addition can just target the Balancer Lord, and then you can special summon the addition from your hand for free without having to use your additional normal summon, which is really nice. For this situation, I'm just going to normal summon addition in my hand, assuming that we have no other cards in our hand for this combo going second, right? So you have 2 monsters on the field. You're going to link Balancer Lord to the graveyard to link it summon into Link Disciple, and then you can link away Mathmech Addition to link away into Link Devotee. Okay, which is really nice. And if you guys do not know what Link Disciple's ability is, that you contribute 1 monster this card points to, draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So what you can do is that you contribute the Link Devotee to the graveyard, okay, to draw 1 card and also place a card to the bottom of your deck. And at this point, we have no cards in our hand, right, for this combo. So you're just going to draw 1 card and place the card on the bottom of your deck. But this card's effect becomes really useful because you can mulligan your hand. Essentially becomes like a mini Phantasmate for the deck, which is really awesome. So this card triggers off his ability. If this Colin card is tributed, you can special summon 2 Link tokens. And then these are level 1 CYBERSE tokens. So what you want to do is that you want to link away these 2. Of course, the Link Disciples and also the 1 CYBERSE token to make the CYBERSE Wicked. And then you can link away the other CYBERSE token. Okay, and then make a Link Karibo. Or if you want, you can play Link Spider as well if you guys want to. What you can do next is that you can activate CYBERSE Wicked effect to banish a CYBERSE monster from your graveyard. And the CYBERSE monster you're going to banish is Balancer Lord. So you're going to banish Balancer Lord for costs, banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 CYBERSE Tuner monster directly from your deck to your hand. And the CYBERSE Tuner monster that you're going to add to your hand is obviously the Mathmech Nabla. So now once this card effect resolves, Balancer Lord is banished, right? So now Balancer Lord will trigger off its ability, since it was banished, to special level 4 or lower monster from your hand. And since you have Mathmech Nabla in your hand, you get a special summon it to your side of the field. So now what you want to do is that you want to activate Nabla's effect. You want to tribute a CYBERSE monster, which is Link Karibo, tribute it to the graveyard to special summon Mathmech Division directly from your deck. Now what you're going to do is that you want to activate Mathmech Division's ability to tribute the CYBERSE Wicked, send it to the graveyard to special summon back the Mathmech Addition from your graveyard. What you guys can do is that you can either send all these 3 cards to the graveyard. You can either make Final Sigma, or you can overlay these 3 to make Laplacian right here. What I like to do is that I like to overlay these 2. For the Prime Mathmech Alambertian, activates ability to detach 2 materials just either search the Super Factorial or to search the Billion Blade. Because what I can do at this point is that, let's say I search the Super Factorial, right? I can activate Alan Bertien's ability, Tribute itself, special summon, obviously, the Division back from my graveyard, and I can cycle these two to the graveyard, make the Magma, enter battle phase attack, destroy 2 cards, and then end on Super Factorial set, which is really good. Let's say that my opponent gets rid of this, so this card is destroyed. You basically get to search any Mathmech spawn trap card directly from your deck to your hand. So you can either search the equation, which is really good, and then still on my opponent's turn, I can activate Super Factorial, awesome, to special summon these 3 cards right here, and either make a Final Sigma, but what I like to do is I like to make the Laplacian on my opponent's turn, which is insane. So you make this card on your opponent's turn, you attach 3 XYZ material, you trish them on your opponent's turn, and then what you can do is that on your following turn, you have Equation, turn back your Magma from your graveyard, which is absolutely amazing, right? So that's some cool plays you guys can actually do with Balance Lord. It just depends on the situation that you're in. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. That'll be absolutely amazing. And let me know about your thoughts about this deck in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And what are some of the cool decks you guys might want to play in Mathmech? Let me know in the comments section below. Overall, guys, this deck is amazing. It's really fun. And if a lot of people don't know how to play against this deck, I feel like this deck will be a really underrated meta call 100%. So, you guys would never know, man. Take this deck to your regionals. You guys can eventually just win. This is your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright, guys. Peace.